Black American women are no competition, and that's how I got my man. That is what a lot of people think I said in one of my YouTube videos, which is going viral on all social media platforms at this moment. I mean, TikTok, X, YouTube, Instagram, whatever platform you're looking for, you will see my face with that caption on that video. And you cannot imagine, the shitstorm from certain women is like a really bad case of diarrhea right now. But luckily, at the same time, there are a lot of people who agree with my overall message, which is always any average man deserves a fit, cooperative, feminine wife, especially in today's modern society. But without any further ado, let's dive into the clip that got a lot of women upset and a lot of content creators paid. Let's dive into it.
If you just shut up. That no black woman's not competition for us. A German white woman, very beautiful, gorgeous. Oh, she trashing black women? I don't want to say she's trashing them, but she's putting them in their place. I'm just joking. She ain't said nothing bad about the black woman, did she? Nah. Well, be the judge. Let's look at the video.
I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. But let's just look at it objectively. You had this average Black American guy who now was able to choose between what he was dealing with before and somebody completely new. And let me tell you, the moment I stepped into that man's life, he really didn't know how to deal with my femininity because I was not loud. I was not screaming. I was not trying to, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him because that's not something that I learned from home. If somebody would speak, and especially a man, you would let that man speak and then you would listen and then say whatever you have to say. Right?
I don't know where people think that we not aware or the world is not aware with what men are dealing with inside of the States. I mean, it's obvious, to be honest with you. White guys have been running across seas. Military guys have been overseas for literally decades at this point. And it's like the least known secret. And it's just now starting to come to the forefront of the Black community in particular. And so, we acting like we don't see countless videos of on a regular basis of women not only saying what it is that they're not or are going to tolerate, but displaying the very behavior that she's addressing. So, I see a lot of women and they get mad at it, but I look at it differently. Wouldn't you want to know what the competition is like? Because you're not just competing in your city or your state or your little space now. Now that we've opened up the floodgates and people have the ability to really travel and get around and social media, there's a global marketplace. It's not just a local marketplace. It's not just a national marketplace. It's an international marketplace as far as what the competition is and what people want, and they're going to get what they want. We know that for a fact. Listen, under no circumstances, whether we're talking about financially, socially, emotionally, people are going to go and chase and find out and figure out what they want, and they're going to go get it. So if she's saying, hey, man, that pot is black, and the pot just so happened to be black, what I'm hearing in retaliation, or not even retaliation, in response from a lot of other women, because I've seen a lot of videos before I even decided to tackle this at all, what I'm seeing from a lot of women is they're saying, well, we don't like the fact that she's a German woman and she's then paying attention to what we doing. She don't have no right to be able to speak on this. You can't censor nobody. You can't tell nobody what to do. Y'all need to throw that away. Throw away the mindset that you cannot say that other people can't have an opinion about what you're doing. They gonna do it. They've been doing it. They didn't had it. And now on social media, people ain't scared. Ain't nobody scared of you. Nobody is scared of the fact that you feeling some type of way. And so instead of you addressing an issue, even personally, even if you decided not to respond and you wanted to make an adjustment to your attitude and saying, well, is she right? Or you question yourself so that you can compete more effectively for the men that you say that you want or don't want, because a lot of these women are saying that they don't want us anyway. Instead of you adjusting your attitude or to compete more effectively, because they basically giving you the layup, they're giving you the blueprint, they saying we don't like her.
Right? So I was clean. I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him, like, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit. He didn't know none of this. So my husband, back then boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature, his peoples and his family didn't even do that for him. You know, like the family, there is no family unit. The average family, especially Black American family, has barely a family unit. You know, there is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to with my family.
Is she wrong? I don't know. That's for you to decide. Y'all let me know inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I will say that I don't experience the same thing that she's describing from the person that I've been married to, my wife that's literally sitting over there, for the last 20 years. I've been married for 20 years. Maybe I did get the last good one in a unicorn or something like that. Her head a little big over there, but it's okay. I'm looking at her. But my point is that this doesn't necessarily hit everybody. So if the shoe don't fit, then throw it in the trash or give it to somebody else. But the only people that's bothered by it is women that probably exhibit the exact same behaviors that she's talking about. And is she wrong? The question then becomes, is she wrong?
Can you imagine that impact that I had on him back then? So gentlemen, do not be afraid of traveling. There are so many more women out there who are willing to take care of you. It doesn't matter if they're young, it doesn't matter if they're older. They are willing to take care of you, willing to work with you, willing to be a part of your life. You don't have to deal with whatever you are dealing with back in your hometown, because unfortunately a lot of American women are lost in the delusional world that they are living in, and they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time, if not for the rest of their life. They say by choice, but I don't believe them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a snippet out of a whole YouTube video where I was talking about how my basic daily activities have impressed and impacted my husband's daily routine. I mean, it is just what it is. And you know what? A lot of women out there should apply that knowledge that I'm trying to give to you for free. Tell me, where did you hear me say that Black American women are no competition? I was not even talking about Black American women in particular. I never said anything like that I am better than them. I never said anything like I have better qualities than a Black American woman. No, I'm always talking about modern Western women in general. And by the way, a huge shout out and thank you to everyone who was listening with their ears instead of using their emotions, because when you compare the caption of the video that I didn't even put on the video to the words that were coming out of my mouth, the caption had nothing to do with the words that I was saying. I mean, honestly, I was talking about the American family structure, if you were able to get the message that I was trying to bring to you. Yes, I did say the average Black American family barely has a family unit. Not even in that statement, I generalized all Black families in America that they don't have a family unit. I lived in America for 2 years and I've seen a lot of messed up things in Black households, white households, and I very soon came to the conclusion, coming from a traditional household, that there is something seriously wrong that's going on in those households in America. And I was flabbergasted at the amount of disrespect an average American man would have to deal with coming from the woman of the household. I mean, these women, not only that they were disrespectful, they were lazy too. And I heard them speak a certain way to their children that had me in complete shock. I mean,
Yeah, man. I mean, Western culture is a mess right now. It's a mess. And part of it is that when you give people the freedom to choose for themselves, often at times they're choosing wrong. I think we celebrate in single mother households. It's always a congratulations. We never hold anybody accountable anymore. It's important to stay on code, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so it's all just basically showcasing and highlighting what's wrong, which then opens it up for other people to then take advantage of what it is that you're missing out on. And it's a lot of guys, especially Black men in particular, that want to be married. They just don't like what it is that they're looking at. And so they decide that they want to take their options. You know what I'm saying? They want to take their options and they want to go elsewhere.
I remember this one situation where this woman called her teenage son bitch, and I couldn't believe my ears. Even if that was supposed to be a joke in that moment, that word is doing something to that child.
True.
How is it going to grow up thinking it's okay that a woman is calling that boy bitch? I mean, let's be real. But enough said, let's dive into a few comments of a couple of women under my video who have a lot of love for me. You know,
We don't need to get into all of that. She made her point, and I don't see anything that I disagree with. I think that people hate the messenger as well as the message, and so the message gives them an opportunity to hate the messenger. And they're gonna feel some type of way about it, and that's okay. It's okay because you're not gonna please everybody. Everybody not gonna like you, and you got to say what you mean, and you got to mean what you say. As long as you stand on it, and you jumping on these social media platforms, then it's something that's going to come along with it. I'm curious as to what y'all think. Let me know inside of the comments. Again, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Link to the Discord is inside of the description of any of the most recent videos inside of the Patreon. And then Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. Make sure y'all get that. That's in the description also. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.